Hey guys, my name is Mrs. Hampton and I'm the digital learning coach here at Lebanon Trail High School. And I work real closely with Mimi McGee over at the Kate Center. Together, we put on the robotics competition for our 7th and 8th graders in Frisco ISD every year. This year will be our 7th contest, and just like all of the previous 6 contests, we would love to have some help designing a logo. Now, our logo is really important because we use it on everything involved in the competition, from our shirts, which everybody involved wears, to our signage, to our invitations, our thank you notes. Everything has the logo on it. Okay, so we kind of brand everything that we do. So the logo is super important. We want to let you guys have some basic information about what we're looking for to give you the best chance of having your logo selected to be on all of our shirts and so forth. So first of all, the name of this year's contest is Robo Wars. It is being held on May the 4th, so it is a take on the Star Wars universe. And we would like to use the tagline, May the 4th be with you. Here's the rub. May the 4th be with you is a trademarked phrase, both with the number 4 or with the word 4. Those are both trademarked. So we actually have requested permission. We emailed Lucasfilms, figured out who to contact there, and we've asked for permission to use that phrase, and we've asked for permission to use some of their terminology in our challenge. We don't know if we're going to get that permission or not, and we won't know that probably for another maybe 4 to 6 weeks. So that means that the logo is going to have to be a little bit more versatile than than ever before, because we would like to have the phrase May the 4th be with you in it, but if we are denied permission, we're going to need to remove it. So what we'd really like is a design that can handle having that tagline in it or having that be removed. Now, what else? We need Robo Wars. We need the year. We need 2019. We also need FISD robotics competition. Those specific words need to be in the design. And we would like something that is sort of reminiscent of the Star Wars universe. Now, and also robotics. That does not mean that I just want R2-D2 and C3PO. I want something unique, something that kind of hints at the Star Wars universe without violating any copyright or trademark, but that also is indicative that this is a robotics contest. So I'm going to show you some of our previous logos, and then I'm going to talk about some of the other things that we are looking for as we choose a design. So let me go ahead and bring up the first one. This is the one I just showed you on the shirt. Now, all of our designs need to be single color designs, because as you saw on my shirt, the event staff always wears black shirts with the logo in white on it, and every school wears a different color shirt, all of them with the logo in white on the shirt. So it needs to be a single color. If you use 2 colors in the design, we will eliminate you from the running. The logo needs to fill up a nice area on the front of the shirt. Okay, it needs to fill your space. We don't want something that's too long and skinny horizontally. We don't want something that's long and skinny vertically, necessarily. Maybe that's the style that you want to design in. That's okay too. But we want to fill the space well. Okay, we want you to design for the space. And of course I say that, and we also need it to be a little bit flexible, because we don't just use this logo for the t-shirt. We also use it for print work as well. So I'm going to show you a couple more and I'll talk about how that works. And I want you to notice, as we're looking at some of these examples, notice the font choice of the winners here. They're not like something really boring like Times New Roman or Arial. They are sort of unique fonts, but the fonts go with the theme, they go with the design, they add something to the design, but they're very readable. Readability is super important. I'm kind of a font geek, so the font choice is really, really important to me when I look at the designs. Miss McGee also looks at these. Both of us kind of come up with our top choices, and then we compare notes. And we usually pick some of the ones that are the same, and then we have other ones that are different, and then we kind of argue back and forth about them. And we point out things that we like and don't like in the different designs. So one of the things that we always like to see is some sort of element that you can kind of pull out, that you can put in on a paper, just to kind of hint at the logo without putting the entire logo in it. So I might pull this guy out and put him in the bottom corner of something, which makes you think of the logo without using the whole thing. Here's one. The 2015 logo was Mission Mars. Notice FISD Robotics Competition. It's got the year. It's very readable, but again, the font is definitely reminiscent of the theme. This was very simple, but this little guy we pulled out and used on everything. And just to show you an example, when it was on the t-shirt, it looked like this. But when we did some print work, when we did our score sheet, for example, we had to move it around a little bit. You know, when we do a score sheet, real estate is at a premium on the score sheet because we're fitting as much stuff as we can on that thing. And so a lot of times I need something that's really long and thin and horizontal on the score sheet. So I will kind of take apart the logo and reposition it. I love a logo that I can do that with. In the past, some students have chosen to make me a version like that. That's fine too. But as long as I can disassemble it, I'm happy. Let me show you what I did with it. Here's what I did with it. And I didn't even use the whole thing because I didn't use the FISD Robotic Competition, but I did use Mission Mars, and I just rearranged it a little bit. Okay, so there's the original, and here's what I did with it. Okay, here's another one. This one was a little different because it was round. I pulled the fishies out and made a fishy border for some stuff, and but again, I was able to take this apart, and you can kind of see how I could do that. And I could take Voyage 2 and put Aquarius right next to it, put the 2016 on the end, and I just put the gear kind of over top. But I was able to disassemble this and kind of reconfigure it so that it was more horizontal and it worked better on paper. And since we do use this on so much paperwork, that's really important. This one is, I think, a really good example for you, since this one was a take on Game of Thrones, which again, we don't want to violate copyright. We want to make you think of that universe. We want to make you think of Game of Thrones, but we're not using their stuff, right? So it's reimagined with tools and gears, which I thought was done really, really well. And it had this little guy who we pulled out and used on some stuff. Again, if you look at the font, very, very easy to read, but 100% in line with the theme. And this made a really nice shirt. So I think that's a really great example. And then again, you can kind of see here how I disassembled that and strung it out for the score sheet. So that's pretty much it. We're concerned about the copyright business. We're concerned about the trademark, but I know that you guys are super creative and you can work around that. You might make two versions, one with the tagline, "May the 4th be with you," and one without. We will see what we need to do. If we're not able to use that tagline, it will still be Robo Wars. We're just going to make up our own names for stuff so we don't violate any copyright law or trademark law. So anyway, I think that's about it, but you are more than welcome to ask your teachers questions, and they can contact us if there's anything you need clarification about, because we do want to have a really great selection. We always do from you guys, so that we can get a great logo for this year's competition. So thank you so much for your time and your energy on this, and I look forward to seeing what you come up with.